It's Eduardo Ramon. You guys can call me Eddie. Today, our fourth topic is the direct comparison approach. Here, we're going to review how to make adjustments, how to select the best properties to use as comparables for your subject property, and how to determine market value. Why is this important?
I would say that the seller would want to know what's happening in the area, what other houses are possibly selling for.
Exactly, right? This is a very essential part of our profession. It's the most commonly used approach when determining market value, right? Comparable, you ask? Yeah, so a comparable is other houses that have sold in the area, which are similar to yours, that we would use their sales history and determine a market value based on those comparables. Okay, so here, our subject property. It's a 3-bedroom side split located at 29 Brock Street, situated in a really good location, close to shopping and amenities. It has 1,324 square feet. It was built on a 60 by 115 foot lot. Has a single car garage and no fireplace. A couple of market facts. So these are different determining factors that may influence market values, right? So prices have risen during the last year in this case. The entire increase, however, happened in the first 6-month period. So there's been no appreciation during the last 6 months. Important to note, building costs for this type of property are $70 per square foot. Lots sell for $900 per front foot. So what that means is based on the frontage of the lot, not the depth. A fireplace adds $2,000 to the value. A single car garage costs $12,000. A double car garage costs $22,000. However, each respectively only adds $10,000 and $20,000 to value. So keep that in mind. Cost does not necessarily determine value, right? So here, for example, it may cost you $12,000 to add a single car garage, but you're only really adding, in this situation, $10,000. Same with the double car garages. So out of these 5 comparables, you guys have these sheets in front of you. 38 Elgin, 77 Carlton, 218 Maxwell, and 121 West Street, and 128 Maple Lane. What's that? So some of the things you want to look for are when these properties sold, how the distance and location, size, style, and features, right? You want to find the most similar house to your subject property. These would be deemed the most relevant. So if you guys about 5 minutes to review, go over the comparables, and then I want to hear which ones you guys think would be the best to use as comparables. All right, 5 minutes are up. Okay, show of hands. How many of you guys think comparable 1? Okay. Comparable 2? All right. Comparable 3? Okay. How about 4? Okay. And 5. All right, guys, let's see. So the most relevant and best comparables to use in this situation would be comparable 1, comparable 3, and comparable 5. These are the most similar to our subject property and sold in the most recent time and have the most similarities. So I want you guys to take another 5 minutes, fill out the sheet that you guys have in your worksheets, and then we'll go over the details of why they are the best comparables. All right, so let's review. And don't forget the last points that we talked about, that cost does not necessarily equate to value and what makes the subject properly relevant. So let's go over comparable number 1. 38 Elgin. It's 4 blocks from our subject property, sold 5 months ago for 352, 300. It has a lot size of 55 by 110. Now, who remembers how much lots footage was selling for?
900.
Great, right? So we'll do the math. So because it is smaller, or in other words, inferior to our subject property, we're going to use the plus, right? So we're going to add 4,500. Because remember, we're trying to make this as relevant to our comparable and to help us determine the value of our subject property. It has a total square footage of 1,374. So that's 50 square feet bigger than our subject property, which would make it superior. So when it's superior, we use the minus. So we're going to subtract then 3,500 from the sale price. They both have single car garages, so we're not going to make any adjustments there. And it has a fireplace. You guys remember the value of a fireplace? Right, 2,000. So again, because it is superior to our subject property, we're going to subtract, use the minus, $2,000. It is a back split style. So after we make our calculations, ultimately we're going to make a total adjustment of minus $1,000, right? So it'll give us a value of $351,300. Comparable number 3. It is 2 blocks from our subject property, so it's closer. It only sold 3 weeks ago, so it sold more recently. And it sold for a total price of $357,500. The lot size was a little bigger than ours, which makes it superior. So we're going to use the minus, right? Again, using the same calculation, $900 per frontage foot. It will give us a value of $3,600. So we're going to subtract that, use the minus. Remember, when the comparable is superior than our subject, we're going to use the minus. When it is inferior, we use the plus. So we're going to minus 3,600. Has the exact same square footage, a single car garage as well, and no fireplace as well. And it is another back split style. So the total adjustments will be 3,000 minus 3,600, giving us a totally adjusted sale price of $353,900. Now comparable 5, also 2 blocks away, sold only 1 week ago for a total price of $356,500. Has the same lot frontage, has a bigger depth, but remember, we're only looking at the frontage. So we're not going to make any adjustments there. Square footage, it is smaller than ours. It only has 1,206. So what do we do when our subject property is inferior? We use the plus. Right, great job. So, again, using the math from the market facts before we use, we're going to make an adjustment of plus $8,260. It has a 2-car garage, which again adds a value of
10,000.
20,000. But because we're using the double car and ours has a single car, we're going to use the 10,000, right? So minus 10,000 there. It does have a fireplace, so we're going to minus 2,000 there. It has the same style of side splits, so after total adjustments, we're going to adjust it by minus $3,740, giving us a totally adjusted sale price of $352,760. All right, guys, so based on these 3 comparables, which do you think would be the best comparable to use?
I would say comparable 3.
And why is that?
Well, the total adjusted sale price is the highest, but also it seems like there's only one adjustment that would have had to be made, making it most comparable to our initial subject property.
Very good. Great answer. Do you guys agree, disagree? Any hands? Okay. All right, so let's see. Correct, great job. So comparable 3, which was 218 Maxwell Avenue, was the best comparable to use in this case, right? Had the least amount of adjustments, and it was a recent sale as well. And based on this information, using the direct comparison approach, the estimated value was 354,000.
Is that because we are supposed to be rounding up?
Great question. So, the value is always based on the appraiser's opinion. So, some answers may vary, but that is the ballpark region that you want to be in. Remember, this isn't an exact science, but there is a method to it, right? We want to get as close and be as accurate as possible, but again, it's always biased to that appraiser's opinion. Great job, guys. So let's go over some of the things we talked about, right? So adjustments are made to the comparable sale. So who remembers what we do? When a comparable is superior, we use a
minus.
Right. And when a comparable is inferior,
plus.
Great job. So what does that mean? Again, remember, because we are comparing it to the subject property, we want to determine the value of our subject property compared or against those comparables. Adjustments are based on value and not cost. You guys want to give me an example of that?
So we spoke about adding a fireplace would only give you $2,000 worth of value when in fact it would cost more to actually put the fireplace in the home. And same in terms of garages?
Exactly. So just because something costs a certain amount to install or to put into the house doesn't necessarily mean it adds the same value, right? Hypothetically, same thing goes for swimming pools. It might cost you $50,000 to install a swimming pool, but you might only be adding $10,000 in value in that area, right? So great job. And value estimate based on adjusted sale prices. So that's pretty much what we covered. You guys did a great job. So make sure to go over all your notes and have a great night. Drive safe.